All right, what's up, everybody? Brian here, and this is my Raw and SmackDown Live review of some of the key points of both last Monday's Raw as well as last night's SmackDown Live. So let's get right into it. Of course, we're coming off the heels of a awful Backlash event this past Sunday, and now I'm starting the road to Money in the Bank, the next co-branded pay-per-view event for WWE. So on both Raw and SmackDown, we saw qualifying matches for the Money in the Bank ladder matches for the men and the women. We start with Raw. We saw Braun Strowman taking on Kevin Owens in a Money in the Bank qualifying match for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Braun Strowman defeated Kevin Owens in that one to qualify, so he advances to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match coming up in 6 weeks. We also saw a huge triple threat match that closed the show. It was Finn Balor defeating Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns after Jinder Mahal got involved and kind of cost Roman Reigns the matchup when he looked like he was about to win. That would allow Sami Zayn to hit the haluva kick on Roman, and then Finn Balor with the shotgun drop kick, and then the coup de grace that finished off Sami Zayn in that triple threat match. So Finn Balor advances to the Money in the Bank ladder match coming up in 6 weeks. For the women's side, as far as Raw is concerned, because there is going to be two Money in the Bank ladder matches, a men and women Money in the Bank ladder matches. Ember Moon, she won a triple threat match on Raw Monday night to advance. She defeated Ruby Riott and Sasha Banks. The story of that match on Monday night was basically what they've been doing the last couple of weeks. This whole Bayley and Sasha, friendship in trouble, and then they're dealing with the Riot Squad, and Ember Moon, she came out of nowhere and hit the eclipse on both Riot and Banks, and that's what helped her win and advance. So Ember Moon was the first woman for Raw to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. There are going to be 8 competitors in each ladder match. So Ember Moon qualified for the women as far as the Raw side is concerned, and then Finn Balor and Braun Strowman advanced to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match as far as two of the 4 Raw guys that will probably be in that match. There was some other stuff that happened on Raw. Basically, a lot of, wanting to be in qualifying matches. A lot of the guys and girls wanting to prove themselves, to maybe get a shot at earning their opportunity to get in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Over on the SmackDown side last night, a good opening match. There were 3 matches last night to determine who would advance on to both the men and women's ladder match, Money in the Bank ladder matches. We had The Miz. He defeated the United States Champion Jeff Hardy in the opening match, which is one of the matches I would recommend checking out from last night's episode of SmackDown. Miz rolled up Jeff Hardy after Jeff Hardy hit the Swanton and went for the pin, but Miz rolled him up, shoulders like a crucifix, shoulders were down, and Miz walked out victorious last night. Of course, Miz coming off the heels of losing the Intercontinental Championship match against Seth Rollins, where he did not make history at Backlash. So a big victory for The Miz last night. Not only does he qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men, for the men's ladder match, but he also, with a victory now over Jeff Hardy, that has to put Miz into that U.S. title picture as far as getting maybe an opportunity down the road. Also, we saw the first woman from SmackDown Live to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match as Charlotte Flair. She gained a bit of revenge against Peyton Royce and against the Iconics as she defeated Peyton Royce in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. So she joins Ember Moon. Of course, a couple of weeks ago, Charlotte Flair defeated Billie Kay, and then last night she defeated Peyton Royce with the figure 8. So so she pretty much gained a bit of revenge on the Iconics over the last couple of weeks, last night and then a few weeks ago. So hopefully now she can focus her attention on the Money in the Bank ladder match. And then we found out that next week, the New Day is going to be taking on the Bar in a Money in the Bank qualifying match where the winning team will get to pick one member of their team to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. Also next week, we're supposed to see a Royal Melibration by WWE SmackDown Women's Champion Carmella. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Also, we're set to see the debut next week on SmackDown of Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of impact they have on SmackDown Live next week. The main event of last night's SmackDown was Daniel Bryan taking on Rusev in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. And this was actually a very good matchup between these two. They worked well together. They put on a tremendous matchup. This is another match. If you did not watch SmackDown, this is another match that I would recommend checking out because I thought it was a really good matchup. Rusev, in I wouldn't call it a surprise victory, defeated Daniel Bryan with the Machka kick, which put down Daniel Bryan and has advanced Rusev to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match coming up. So that was a huge win for Rusev last night on SmackDown Live. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, basically it was both last Monday's Raw and last night's SmackDown was the start of the build-up to Money in the Bank as far as, who's going to be in the matches, who's going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder matches, as far as the women and the men. So there's only going to be 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches this year, one for the men, one for the women. So we'll have to see what happens over the next couple of weeks heading into Money in the Bank as far as who's going to be advancing and who's going to get the opportunity to climb that ladder and grab the briefcase for a shot at a world championship. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, like I said, in the coming weeks leading into Money in the Bank. So there was some other stuff that happened on both Raw and SmackDown. I'm not going to get into full details on them. Basically, it was mainly superstars making their statements as far as they want to be they want to be able to qualify for Money in the Bank. So with that being said, if you guys watched both Raw and SmackDown from last Monday and last night, as well as far as last Monday's Raw and last night's SmackDown Live, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you guys, who do you guys want to see qualify and be in those Money in the Bank ladder matches coming up. So with that being said, this has been my semi-review of some key points as far as last Monday's Raw and last night's SmackDown Live are concerned. As always, I am Brian, and thank you for watching.